You don't want to be
That guy who
Spent his whole life
dreaming about
creating something,
but never
actually doing it.
Every person alive has a dream.
So get in there and get to work.
People ask me all the time, how do I film myself? It's actually kind of easy. More specifically, how do I film myself by myself? Despite what you might think, it's actually kind of easy, especially when you're on a budget and doing it with an iPhone. Sometimes you have to deal with background noise, but hopefully not for long. See ya.
Okay, I might have been exaggerating a bit when I said that filming cinematic shots of yourself by yourself was easy. I'm not gonna lie, it's a kind of time-consuming and a little bit tedious task. I've talked about this before, but because of this, I like to have an idea of what I want to film before I do it. Whether you use websites like TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, or even FrameSet to get inspiration or not, it's important to have some sort of idea of what you want to film. After getting an idea of what you want to film, since you're on a budget and have no crew, it's important to remember to bring that shot list with you so you don't lose track of what you're filming.
No matter what your budget is, you're gonna need one thing if you're gonna try and film yourself by yourself. You're gonna need a tripod. Okay guys, so when it comes to filming yourself by yourself, you have to make sure that you have all of the right gadgets so you can get the best footage that you need for all of your shots. The main things I like to use are my tripod, iPhone, and normally you would need a mic, but I don't have one of those yet. I don't have it yet. I'm gonna get it soon. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I just haven't made time to research mics, but I feel like mics would be a very good idea because I like to film a lot of my stuff far away from the camera, but then I don't usually speak because obviously if I'm really far away from the camera, you can't hear me. So yeah, I do need to invest in a mic and I'm literally gonna be doing that as soon as this video ends, okay? Those are my main three things that I use, but I did get a couple of new gadgets since the last time I made a video like this up until now, and so I wanna show you guys how those things work. So the first thing on my list of brand new gadgets I get to play around with when I'm doing my cinematic videos is this handy dandy little thing. And I got this off of TikTok Shop. And I know what you're thinking, Hannah, you said TikTok Shop. Everybody's been talking about TikTok Shop, TikTok Shop, TikTok Shop, blah, 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 blah. I don't believe you. I don't think that it works. Listen. Look down right now. Look at the platform you're on. We're on YouTube. We're not on TikTok. I'm not getting paid for this. I got this auto face tracking tripod and I got it in pink and I haven't opened it yet. Are we really gonna need the instructions? I feel like it should be pretty self-explanatory, right? Like you just put this, no, that's not where that goes. Maybe I should indeed read these instructions. Give me a sec, guys. There was a thingy on top of the thingy. Now it works. Now we can actually try it. Look, y'all, I'm not stupid, but like for the stupid out there, you can do it too, okay? I just want to say that. Okay, honestly, I'm moving around trying to use my camera, and I don't know if y'all can see, but it is moving, so it's following me. Let's test it out. Okay. Keep up, come on now. This is my other tripod that I own, and I'm gonna see if I could actually connect that tripod to this because it says you can, but I feel like this might be a little complicated to take off. I don't know if this is supposed to be compatible with all or most tripods, but like I clearly did not buy these at the same time. And look, it already starts moving on its own. One to the left, come to the right. Low key, it has a mind of its own, but that's okay. And it's so funny because the instructions literally say, if you keep moving and wobbling and whatnot, all you literally have to do is this. And then the light will change from like green to red and then it'll stop. And then if you want to go again, you just put a little OK symbol and then it changes from red to green. So I think it's kind of cool. But I'm not gonna lie, this tripod kind of reminds me of like a little robot. So it's a little bit scary, but it's also mostly cool. So I'm gonna just get down with that, you know? Just saying, if y'all haven't seen it enough on TikTok, I'm showing it to you now. Get this tripod if you want to be more creative on your own with your own shots, okay? When you're filming yourself, you do not need all the fancy schmancy equipment, okay? I'm about to use this little thing that holds up my phone when I drive, and I basically use it when I like need to know where I'm going and I use my GPS. You can adjust, but it also turns to the side and it just sits here on my car. So I'm about to take this off and see if this suction cup thing will stick on the outside of my car, and then I can see if I can get a shot that way. So let's actually try to take this off because I definitely tried and it was stuck for dear life. give me 1 second. So I don't know if it's gonna come off. I need it to actually come off. This is a suction cup, so if it's sticking this good on the inside with me actually prying it, it should literally be fine when I'm just going like 20, 30, maybe 60 miles an hour. You know how I drive. It's the way I'm actually putting in a lot of work to try and get this off. It's been stuck here for like 2 months. Should work just fine, right? I guess we'll find out if this ever comes off.
So I was in fact able to get this tripod off. The problem was I was actually not releasing the little button that you have to flip in order to like release the suction pressure. So once I did that, everything else is pretty self-explanatory. You peel it up a little bit. This had melted a little bit to my dashboard, so that's why it was really hard to get up, because it was obviously really hot and stuff in my car. But all's well that ends well. I really wanted to put it on the hood of the car so I could actually be filming myself inside the car and outside the car, and I wanted to try and replicate a tunnel scene that reminded me of Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Let's all cross our fingers and say a prayer that this does exactly what it's supposed to do and it doesn't come off and we get this shot. Because if I don't, this will be really embarrassing. I'm nervous. But this is exciting. So my honest opinion, it did not come out how I wanted it to. I put my phone in 0.5 because I was a little nervous that I would end up cutting myself out of the frame. So then I ended up having too much space, and if you know anything about an iPhone, if you put your stuff on 0.5, it's gonna like dull the quality. So like if I could go back in time, I would have left it in 1. I wouldn't have done point anything, honestly, because there was enough space in the frame. Maybe I would have pulled it to like maybe 0.9 instead of 0.5. But yeah, so now I have to fix it in post, which is not bad, but it's just not my favorite thing. I'd rather film as best as I can so I have like less to edit. For me, it just ensures that I'm gonna have closer to perfect when I'm filming. So yeah, it didn't come out how I wanted, but it's not bad, but it's okay. Sometimes it's gonna happen when you're filming by yourself, especially when you can't see exactly what you're doing. I could have used the front camera, but I didn't want to have bad quality. But now that I'm thinking about it, I got not bad quality, just not as perfect of quality as I wanted. But I guess I got that anyway, so low-key I could have used the front camera so I could have seen what I was doing. Anyway, I feel like the vibes are right. I'm just really hard on myself, but it's okay. Sometimes that happens when you're filming yourself. You're not always gonna get the perfect shot, but that's why you have multiple takes, you know? That video right there could have been an ad for that little suction cup thing, because usually you're supposed to use it on the inside of your car. We put it on the outside of the car. We were doing 60 and I kept saying slow down, because I was scared it was gonna fall off. Man, I could barely even peel this thing off the car once I released the suction cup thingy. And so with the suction cup thingy on, that thing is not going anywhere. Okay, if you guys want to try this, definitely let me know down below in the comments. Anyway, I'm gonna talk to you guys later. Bye.
Obviously that last shot required some help because I needed someone to drive the car, but if you change the position of the tripod, you can just film yourself driving from the point of view of the outside of the car, or even the inside. One major tip I have when filming yourself is to try not to fight your limitations. Acknowledge these creative limits and embrace them. Use them to motivate your creativity, not as motivation for you not to try. I know it sucks that you don't have a fancy camera or a G7X like all the other YouTubers and creators you see, and maybe you don't even have the most reliable and up-to-date iPhone. But when I had my limitations like only having an iPhone 6 and not having a real camera or even not having a lot of people to film with, this forced me to ask myself, how badly did I want to create? Did I want it badly enough to start with what I had? Did I want it badly enough to put away all my excuses to not try? Filming on my own has improved my skill set, so to me, there's even a noticeable difference between this video and the last video I did on how to film yourself. So I know you're gonna hate hearing this, and as cliche as it sounds, if you wanna get good at this, you're gonna really have to stop with the excuses and start with what you have. Don't worry, your creative upgrade will come when you're ready for it.
Still not at the car. I wouldn't mind, but I don't think it's 40 degrees out here. I think it's gotta be 25. I cannot feel my hands. I cannot feel my hands.
Since you're doing this by yourself, some camera techniques when filming yourself are going to be limited. So things like shifting focus, zoom ins, zoom outs, panning, and all that other stuff are probably not going to be able to be accomplished unless you have some pretty high-tech gear. So most creative camera techniques are going to have to be faked during the editing process. Since I know that I won't be able to make my shots of myself that interesting based off my camera techniques, I try to make my shots more interesting by paying a lot of attention to my shot composition and lighting. I feel like I've accidentally mastered the art of static shots just because I do them a lot. But I mean, let's be honest, it really is the quickest and most effective way to get a good shot of yourself. Here's an important strategy to keep in mind. Film what you see and then film yourself seeing it from multiple angles. Wide shots, medium shots, close-ups of your reaction to the areas you're looking at. No detail is too small, because honestly, it's better to have too much footage that you don't end up using than not enough footage and now you're started editing and now you're desperately trying to get more. There are a few DIY techniques I've come across where people are making their own filming equipment. There have been videos of people on YouTube using things that they just have lying around to help them make filming equipment that helps them enhance their ability to make creative shots on their own. Even people on Instagram have made these videos of these elaborate and really well thought out DIYs in order for them to recreate the perfect Hollywood shot, you know, without the Hollywood budget, which is honestly really cool. And don't forget the influx of people taping their phones to their ceilings during that TikTok trend a few months ago. A technique that, might I add, I've been doing for years for overhead shots, and it is very effective. Seeing other creators and filmmakers do stuff like this is always really inspiring and always makes me want to really pay attention to the quality of my own compositions. Think about it like this. When you enter a location, you don't naturally keep your eyes fixated on one particular part of the room. You scope the scenery out a little bit, looking to your left and your right, the ground underneath you, the ceiling or the sky above you. You see the people standing in front of you, or maybe just walking by. Maybe you'll even notice a shadow in the corner or the way the light shines through a room with the blinds on. Moral of the story is, show your audience what you would see and notice naturally, and then kick it up a notch. Ask yourself, what is a more creative way you could show what you're currently seeing? And if you're telling a story, what emotion are you trying to invoke? And how could you quote-unquote manipulate the space or camera to emphasize the story that you're trying to tell visually? I'm not gonna lie, this might sound a little weird, but filming myself has also helped me a bit on a self-love journey that I didn't even know was happening. I always thought that I was better behind the camera, and my reasoning was, well, I know I can film other people better than they can film me, and filming quality shots of yourself by yourself is really hard. But once I actually started trying, I realized how much of that stuff was just excuses. Honestly, the only reason why I really started filming myself more is because I didn't have any people to film with but myself. There was always a feeling of something missing within my videos. So after months of creating content I wasn't fully proud of, I was faced with two decisions. Either continue to shoot landscapes and the outdoors and the trees and the leaves and miss out on being able to tell stories with a human in the picture, or start learning how to film myself and create visuals that can actually make an impact. You can go back and look at the videos I've uploaded from over the years where you can barely see shots of myself in all of them. All in all, when it comes down to it, filming yourself can be some of the most frustrating moments of your entire creative journey, but it can also be some of the most rewarding moments. The feeling you get when you successfully create the shot that you've had in the back of your mind is just chef's kiss. Or when you recreate that one shot that you've always wanted to try from your favorite movie scene. Not only are you bettering yourself by trying to perfect your techniques, but you're also accomplishing something that you've always thought about doing. So if you're someone who wants to film yourself cinematically and you're still watching this video, stop. Stop watching, stop consuming, and go create something of your own. I mean, perhaps like, comment, share, and subscribe before you go. But yeah, oh yeah, maybe follow me on Instagram too if you want. I don't know. No, but seriously, all jokes aside, I just hope this video was able to help you guys, and I hope you guys learned something from this video. I'll talk to you in my next one. Bye.